My next guest says that every woman lives by a code, whether she realizes it or not. This code determines things like how she treats others and herself, how much she expects of herself, and how far she is willing to go in order to find success. Here to help women create the lives of purpose and break fulfillment and desire is the author of the book, The Woman Code, Powerful Keys to Unlock Your Life, Sophia Nelson. Welcome back to News One Now on TV One. So what is the Woman Code? What is it?
Simply this. The Woman Code is my love letter to women saying everything you need to win at life is inside of you. Stop looking for validation in what you wear, what you drive, who you date, who likes you, who doesn't. It's in you. It's in you.
So when you say it's in you, and also when you say you live by a code,
right.
What is that?
Well, Roland, think about it. What is a code? A code is a pathway. It could be a set of laws, rules, regulations. These aren't that. But a code is certainly a pathway to purpose, and every one of us has one. We have a code of faith. We have a code of how we conduct ourselves with our family, friends, work. And all I'm doing is teaching women what I've been taught. Maya used to say, when you learn, rather, you teach. And so what I'm trying to do is teach women some of the things I've learned in 5 areas of my life: the personal, relational, professional, and spiritual areas of my life, that will help them to unlock their purpose and their destiny.
All right, so what is this chapter, Do Not Gossip?
That's a great chapter, isn't it? What do you mean? What do you want to know about it?
Well, okay, what? I mean, so what is it? I mean, because look, some folks love to gossip. So you're saying the Woman Code, there should not be gossip when it comes to the Woman Code? What
I'm saying is, in these codes, Roland, is that the women who do things one way and then the ones who do it the other way, some succeed, some fail. So for example, when you gossip, you are tearing another woman down. My policy is, if you don't like her, don't like her. But don't put your mouth on her, as the church folks like to say. You don't have to tear somebody down. Let her be, wish her well. We as women don't do that. I think men do this better than we do. Guys are kind of like, if you have an issue, you either fight it out, talk it out, go play ball, whatever. You're like, yeah, man, I'm over it. See you later. You move on. We don't do that. We get 10 of our friends and say, I hate her, so you need to hate her too. And it keeps going, and it's really destructive. Gossip is just one of the 20 codes, of course.
So you also say, this is important, that I cannot stress enough, sisters of the code, how important it is to apologize sometimes even when we did not do the wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you have to sometimes put relationship over being right. You're married, you know this is true. Sometimes
if I'm right, damn it, I'm right. I ain't sitting here.
But the thing is, if you are sometimes in a relationship, you're going to have to be the bigger person because you love somebody. And I think when you apologize quickly, you diffuse a whole lot of mess. So whether you're right or wrong, whether it was good or bad, sometimes you're saying, you know what, I misunderstood. Can you please forgive me? It will diffuse a lot, and it brings people closer.
So one of the things you talked about also in terms of as you climb, bring other women with you, and you talk about Oprah and Iyanla.
Yes.
And of course, Iyanla was a huge fixture on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And then when she got an offer to do her own talk show, she took it, and it was with Barbara Walters' production company. Did not go too well. Oprah wasn't too particularly happy with that, and that relationship sort of crumbled. Yet when OWN was not going so well, Oprah and Iyanla sort of came back together. They did the interview on her show, a 2-parter, sort of mended fences, and then later Iyanla gets another show on Oprah's network, and this sort of brings her back.
You know, that's a great example of the code in action. Oprah and Iyanla, as you know, Oprah used to sit down in her chair on the Oprah show and let Iyanla have the full show, which is pretty powerful. And then I think Oprah felt rightly so, I've helped this woman, I've lifted her, and then she's going to go and leave to do a show with Barbara Walters, which crashed and burned. And as you know, Iyanla's life went on a very downward spiral after that. It was horrible. Her daughter passed. She lost all of her money. She got sued by her publisher. It was ugly. So for Oprah to give her another chance is exactly what I'm talking about in lifting as you climb. Sometimes we have to, as my grandmother would say in one of the codes, never cut what you can untie. So you don't have to separate badly. You don't have to hate on each other. Sometimes it'll come back around again, and it'll work for the good, as you've seen. Their working relationship is great, and Iyanla's show is thriving.
So when you go around the country and when you have been talking to women about this, what have been the personal stories like? What have they shared?
Well, I think 2 things. One, I want to say a lot of men are buying this book and like this book, they've all said to me, how come you didn't write a code for us too? I'm like, well, I can't write the man code. But there are things in here, I think, like code number 7, be resilient. Every one of us needs to practice being resilient in our lives. But what women are saying, Roland, whether they're black, white, young, old, Hispanic, from another country all over the globe, women are excited about the fact that I'm trying to bring women together in a conversation about who we are and how we should celebrate that without having to put down men or anybody else, but to be our true authentic selves and to just flourish and to take care of self, I think is the big message of this book. Know your value, take care of you.
What was the one code in the book that was the hardest for you to have to accept?
Wow, that's a deep question. I think the biggest one for me is the make peace with your past, number 2. Code number 2, because I grew up, I've been struggling with that, and I think I always like to say adulthood is what we spend our lives trying to overcome our childhood. I had a pretty tough childhood, good mother, but dad was an alcoholic, angry, violent home, and that stuff sticks with you. I still have nightmares sometimes. So making peace with your past means you gotta let it go, and I'm still working through that. So that's why I wrote about it.
And when you talk about working through that process, it also means owning up to your involvement in it.
Yeah, I think as a kid, obviously you have no involvement when you got drama in the house, but as an adult, you have to make a decision that you're going to not allow your past to define you. And I think I've done a good job at that. You just have to be a positive person, and you have to say, that's my past, that's my history, it's not going to define my destiny. It's that simple.
So you're touring around the country. Where are some of the cities you're going to next?
I'm getting ready to go to your neck of the woods. I'm in San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas. But tonight here in Tyson's Corner, Barnes & Noble at the mall, big book event and VIP reception afterwards.
Okay, in
7:30.
Texas when?
Texas, I start on Monday, San Antonio, then Houston, then Dallas. I'm there the whole week.
Okay, all right. The Woman Code, 20 Powerful Keys to Unlock Your Life by Sophia Nelson. Sophia, I appreciate it. Thanks a bunch.
Roland. Thanks for
All right,
having
when
me.
you come back after your tour, you come back on the show, on the panel, since you've been skipping out on the brother. I write my book. I'm like, whatever.
Well, I'm ready now.
You're down the street.
Yes,
Calm
sir.
down.
I'll be back.
All right, coming up, LaToya Luckett, speaking of H-Town, and her castmates are in the house. We'll talk about their new movie, Drumline, a new beat after the break, plus your thoughts. You thought some of your dates were scary? That's nothing compared to TV One's Tales of Love Gone Wrong. We'll take you inside the Fright Night Tales. All of that coming up on News One Now on TV One.
I let him know every time I save $1.
Every time.
Now there is a tool made for you. Introducing Savings Catcher from Walmart. It compares prices to top stores in your area. If there's a lower advertised price, Walmart will give you the difference on an e-gift card.
Oh, money!